Alright, let's PyHard! And let's finally get the science rolling, I think. Now, I still have this really bad build that I will want to move, but I don't want to spend time on that right now. So the plan is to start getting everything ready so I can actually research stuff. So, research center. That needs iron. I have iron, not a problem. I'm not sure in what stage we are on. Oh, we ran out of ash. I don't really have any ash storage anymore. That's a mistake. I don't have ash. And this is full too. There's still a lot of things that need manual attention, unfortunately. You can switch back to seeds, but that's nice to see. Tar is building up, which is a bit weird. I don't really be building up. You're full too. Of course you are. And you're full because you ran out of power. Damn it. I don't have fuel. This is not great. Let's get it started at least. Don't need zinc on me. I'm not quite ready to start building a proper setup for this, fortunately. Yeah, you do have extra ammunition, that's nice. Hydrogen, yeah. Fluid fuels are a bit low. Because we have too much pitch. And we have too much pitch because we are already full on coke here. That's nice to see, though. And you are consuming 20 per second. Oh, that's another problem. I think that turning coke into pitch, pitch into coke makes sense. I don't have it in my Excel sheet. But I'm pretty sure this is worth it. It also gives me more light oil. The problem is I don't have anything to do with the coke here. Now, definitely one thing I can do is make sure that you are a priority. That should help. I also need to add another one, I think. Which is not going to be that easy. Oh, which one is the distillation there? Oh, I ran out of all of these guys. Let's at least get something started. It's too far. We don't even have pipes on me. There, and the pitch itself goes in here, maybe? Not a great design. Could even say it's a really bad design. Really, really bad. Now what I really want to do is take this coke and put it elsewhere. I could start using it as a fuel, and that would be good. This is not going to have enough to use all this. And we are full on acetylene, in fact. So I could use both pitch and acetylene as a fluid fuel as well. That would work. And I don't have a lot of fluid fuels right now, so maybe. Okay, temperators, which one do I want? Probably do. Let's get the pitch into a tank. There. Problem solved for the next half an hour. This should also hold out for a while. I need to start thinking about changing this. Right. I assume saline is full. Yes, of course. I don't have use for so much saline. It is a bit of a problem. And the coke could be used here, so I could just route it this way. Wouldn't be a bad idea. You go there. It splits off. I could have the coke come from the other side. Well, not at the time. Shouldn't be a real problem. You have ash. But really, this is a serious problem. I need to get the automation here finally working at least a little bit. We'll need some of you. Surprisingly decent amount of small parts. Expected those would be in short supply as well. There. I should be able to make the research center now. That's the final part of everything we're doing here. And you just need an assembler, that's okay, everything else should be there. Another assembler, here's a high pressure furnace. Distillation column. Another high pressure furnace, I thought there were multiple. Ink. Washer. And that's it. I will also need to bring some sap trees with me, as well as the sap itself. That can expand easily over time. It's not a high priority. Don't really have to push too much. Soil. Could have some somewhere around here. Okay. 1000 soil on it. But there. That works out to 4 sap trees. I don't really care about all the details. I don't need it to be precise anyway. It would be easy to take some of the ash straight that line and deliver it here. The thing is, I should really change all of this. This is horrible. I need to dismantle this and rebuild it elsewhere. I just don't want to do it right now. Right. So the final step takes basic substrate and glassware. Glassware is the hard part. Basic substrate is fairly easy. We have the moss. We'll have the cellulose. I just have to rebuild it again. And cellulose just takes limestone and wood in a high pressure furnace, of course. Wonder what happened to the one that I had prepared for this. So I did dismantle the old cellulose production, haven't I? Oh no, it's here. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, not a huge amount of circuits, but it should be more than enough. Yep, this works. I can refill you. There. Now the glassware will need to be done here. So we need the molten glass, of course. And this is already a bit crowded because I have the circuit built here. I will also need another glass works. You're going to be making glassware. As usual, this takes fluid fuel. And it also takes molten glass, of course. Well, that's the simple part. Then it needs rubber stoners. We already have the wood here, so I can build the cellulose thing here as well. Yep. And I don't need any buildup of the glassware. I'll just direct insert here. You're going to be making my science packs. 827 kilowatts, but this is not going to run all that much. At least not soon. Oh, basic substrates. Burner gets moss, cellulose, and incubated petri dish. Petri dishes are made here. They go all the way down here, because they also use this place. We can easily split some of them off over to this little bit. This is not going to be easy to expand at all, but the point here is not to make a lot of the science, it's just to get started. You need 1.2. That's 2 inserters. Well, there we go. basic substrate. Cellulose is also a fuel, but I think I want to use regular wood. And I don't think I'm going to need a huge amount. At least for now, let's just go with a little bit here. Oh, this of course makes it work very well. It's not going to produce any ash, that's good. Now, incubated petri dish and cellulose. Cellulose needs the wood, and it's made in a high pressure furnace. So are pretty expensive on power and pretty big. I could use this producer. 0.1 per second. No, let's not do that then. No, this produces a very small amount. Is this going to be enough? Right. You need 0.7 wood and 0.4 limestone. So, as usual, oh, of course, I used you up. Where's the water? Down here. That's okay. Oh, you produce 0.4 limestone, so this is exactly 1:1. Let's get the water. That's water. So you should start producing cellulose, a very small amount. It's perfectly fine. Incubated petri dishes. That's what we have. Where did you go? Microorganism mine. It was used in some recipe, of course. This is a bit annoying in those mods. Nullius has it too, where you just keep using the machines you built unwittingly. Makes it a bit harder to work with before you get the proper mold. But that just means you need more intermediates made, right? That's fine. Okay, microorganism mine. Oh. Only needs a petri dish. There. Petri dishes are here. Split you off. Oh, expensive are splitters now. Still pretty expensive. Although, this is just because I don't have iron. So let's just do it the usual way. And I can get you started, by the way. This is going to take a long time. That's going to be a fairly slow part of the whole process. So it's really obvious that this isn't going to go at 0.2 per second, not even close. But that's my first incubated petri dish, weirdly enough. Yeah, let's not do this underground thing anymore. You take 0, pretty much. Not a problem at all. Simple insert will do. And now you just need the moss. We already have ready right here. I'm just going to make sure that you get properly split. There we go. Right. This is the simple part. But hey, simple parts still give me milestones, I think. Right. Now I could expand this very easily. I probably should. .5, 0.1. Yeah. But I'm not going to expand the cellulose production anytime soon, so it doesn't really make a difference. Okay. Rubber stoppers. That's the complicated part. So, one part is coal. Oh, I forgot about the coal. Need to get coal here. Alright. 1.33 coal stoppers. Really? Yeah. We will get improved technology for this fairly soon, so it's not as much of a deal as it sounds. But that's the rubber stopper itself. Now, where do I get coal? This is coke. I don't think I can turn coke back into coal. You're making 0.2 per second. Yeah. I think those don't have enough fluid flows. Yeah. That is going to be a bit of a problem. I will have to do something about it. Oh, you stopped making. Oops. Full. Yeah. This is annoying. You can't insert into yourself because you're full. How long was I without methane? That might explain why the circuits didn't build up all that much. Oh, wait. No, the thing is, I don't want you to do anything. I want to make sure this doesn't get too full. You can only insert. Let's go with. We are connected anyway. Right. Now you can only insert if the amount of moondrops we have here is less than 50. There. But this should start to empty out at least. Okay. So not great, but it will help. carbon dioxide is full, so I think I can easily add another of you if I get some iron. Let's fill up. Need to take care about the remaining iron supply. 660,000 is not a huge amount. Go. Yep, these are not growing. That's exactly what I want. Now the problem with coal is I don't really have a decent production at all. I'll probably need to make a separate system for that. I can't make coal from coke. That's too late. Right? Yeah. I'm not sure why the latex requires coal specifically. It's a bit annoying. Alright, moondrops. Let's get some more rebuild. Methane will help. Well, we do have a lot of automation setups like in storage, so this doesn't really mean I am in trouble or anything. Oh, fuel is full. That's new. Now, if I do make go from raw coal, well, I could make it from wood. And I shouldn't need too much, so maybe that makes sense. What would... how much coal do you take? 1. Would that work? But the problem is I still have plenty of other things that I'm going to make. We'll still need to connect it to all the other systems, which is not great. That's the main problem. Well, coal processing is so annoying. And I will get coal crushing soon. Somewhere around here. Yeah, raw coal. But that also gives me crushed coal and coal dust. But at least those are just fuels that I can throw away. So that would also be a better source for coal. At least for this part. Because I don't need so much coal gas or tar right now. We're not getting enough seaweed. Interesting. Oh. Getting distracted again. And of course I don't have that much wood, although I do burn it whenever it makes sense. But why? Oh, that we were processing all that extra ash. Now it's calmed down. Or did go down a lot. Now, how many do you need? It's 20? No. 16? I think it should be completely fine to just add another one drop. Production here. Oh, you also need water. So should I make a proper setup then? I don't have time to make a proper setup. Let's not do it too complicated. There. I am going to give you output priority, so this is going to be just for any spares I have. I'm not sure if that's safe enough. I'm not going to worry about it. That is going to make the piping even worse too. So let's not do that. Let's move you after all. I am going to give myself a bit more room, at least. Water and methane. This. There, and you need the water. So I'm going to flip you around so I can connect two of you here. The extent here is okay. There. Start producing. So 0.06. You are producing 1.4. So this should be more than enough for all of you. Oh, not more than enough. Yeah. Well, wow, too much. Way too much. But you're not producing that many moon drops. 0.02. Yeah. But it's okay. This is just to make sure we don't get too much stuff. Well, the methane should build up at least a little bit now. Oh, you're working again. Yay. Are you eating up at all? This chest? Not really. Not enough sap, of course, but I know that. Need a lot more sap. Hey, what are you waiting for? Batteries. Why aren't you getting zinc? You should be getting zinc. What happened to zinc? We should really build more of these radars. No zinc anywhere. Okay. Let's have a look then. Something's definitely broken. Did we run out of aromatics? No. Or acetylene? No. Oh. You're full. That's what this was supposed to be for, right? Okay. Because I do have zinc coming through here. I have titanium coming through here. So the only problem is that this is full. Of course. Oh, sorry. No, that did fill up fairly quickly. I do want you to empty out eventually. There. Oh, we definitely don't go here. You have you coming here, so I could... Yeah, that's fine. Fortunately, I don't have a road here. That's not also me either. But it is enough. And I assume you stopped doing everything because there was nothing to do, since the whole mining for zinc and titanium stopped, right? Nothing to be worried about. Right. That should help. I hope. Ah, should have put the radar there too. Oh, no matter. Since I'm already here, let's take a look at the Vrauks. They do need help. Yeah, there's our Vrauks. All of them. One here should be more than enough, and all of you go here. Now we're getting still 0 Vrauks per second, but it should be much faster now. The crafting speed is now just a quarter or so. So this takes 160 seconds, instead it's going to take 640 seconds, so almost 11 minutes. This shouldn't be a bottleneck, and you should now have plenty of cocoons. No, we have lost all of the cocoons of the belt already. Yeah. But this should work. Good. I'll be back shortly. No, latex. I do need to bring the coal over, and I don't really have coal. But I do have plenty of coke from the tar processing, right? So if I just turn it around and fill it through here, that should leave me with a lot of extra coal. Of course, that does come at a cost of not having as much fluid fuel, so there should be some balancing that works out on its own, really. There. You're also making coke. No, it's a much smaller amount. Well, not much smaller. It's just small. Now let's balance this out as well. This time the input priority is on the right. And this will be our output. Don't really have the room for that. That's okay. So output priority is on the on the right. And let's go. Coke. Right. I'm not sure if this is a great idea or not. So running out a bit. Belts. Underground belts. Enough. There. Now having a bit of a buffer might be a good idea too. But I think it should be fine overall. And it is going to go back around here if there's too much, so that should work. There. And that should give me some spare coal, which I now need to get back to making the latex. So, here. Okay. I have a suspicion this might require some builds. So let's fill up on materials again. That was a lot of small parts. Surprising amount of inserters too. Yes, but it's not really a problem at all. There. Did I need the aluminum or not? Yeah, Vrauks paddocks, okay. Well, let me carry some with me. Everyone seems to be okay. There we go. Is there anything else I need? Oh, copper. Do I have the logic here? Right, yeah. I will want to upgrade to processed copper. Might be a good time to do this as soon as I finish with the science. Yep, and you can keep up again. That's nice to see. You are working. Very good. Now let's get the coal here. I don't think I will need coal for much more than this. Yeah, just the rubber stoppers, poison capsules, and slowdown capsules. Coal dust, no. Interesting, we can make tar straight from coal. That doesn't look very efficient. Yeah, that's really poor. But it is a way to get rid of excess coal, if I ever have some. But in general, I'm not going to need coal for anything else. Yep. Processing 2. That's already a logistics science. Getting red hot coke and coke oven gas, not too bad. Really. But anyway, that will be part of coal processing anyway, so this is the only thing I need coal. Let's just get it all the way here. And that will let me take some more iron from here. Work. No, coal is here. Now I just need to get it somewhere around here. And we're pretty much on coke now. This is working exactly as I wanted to, pretty much. That's the output that makes coal, yeah. I think I want to go around here-ish. Yeah, and the thing is that, of course, Pyanodons is getting more complicated with time. But honestly, the coal processing is going to be one of the really annoying parts the whole time. While it can get worse, it doesn't really get much worse than this. I mean, it gets bigger. You get things that have more parts. And of course the advanced alien life gets ever more crazy. Once you can really do coal processing properly, you're pretty much good to go. Let's go a bit further. And that's the coal. And that's everything we need for the rubber stoppers. Well, everything that we need for science, except for the really hot pot. Now we need to get the latex. And we're going to go all the way from the back. So, high pressure furnace. That's where it all comes together. This way of designing things has a disadvantage, and that's that I'm going to unlock a lot of the milestones at the same time. It doesn't really work very well as a way to find what we're trying to do, kind of. White reach there. Now I also need steam, and this steam is already from the surplus, so it could run out. But then again, it's still a relatively high priority because this is for making tin. So shouldn't be a problem, hopefully. Of course, technically speaking, yes, the science is a high priority. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Latex slab. Destructive distillation column. And this is where things get really tricky because we need the formic acid. Formic acid is why we have the Vrauks. I am going to leave myself some room in here. I don't think I'm going to expand this. Really, it's not going to happen for a long time. I also have a feeling I'm going to have to run things through. Okay, you make 0.2. You can consume 0.1. So I could feed 2 of these with 1 of these. 0.1 is enough to produce 0.2, and 0.2 here leaves me with, oh, sure as well, 0.1 less than that. Oh, that should be enough if I get enough substrate. So I'm going to upgrade this eventually, not now. It does mean that I want those 2 to 1 in the long run. So maybe what I should do is give myself even more room. Oh, didn't have to destroy that. No, I did have to destroy that. This is what I want to double up. Which means I should really switch the way the steam goes in here. Right? This is going to be nicer. There we go. Now all of these produce very little. Let's go like this then. That's a waste of underground belts. Because I still need input here as well. But for that, I don't need anything special. This. And here I get my destructive distillation column, which takes up a little bit more room, but that works out pretty nicely. Right? That should work. And the next one can go like this. Although I really don't think that's going to happen. And on input, you need sodium alginate, creamy latex, and formic acid. So sodium alginate is first because it actually takes up space. And here's where I built everything wrong, of course. I should have kept the seaweed for later, because I only need it out there. Oh, not only. First, sodium alginate takes a high pressure furnace. How many of these can you supply? 0.2. Okay, so this is 1-to-1. Good. That makes things a lot easier. You need water. Do I still have water in here? Yes, I do. Do I have extent? Yes, I do. And if I built the seaweed farms here, that would work a lot better overall. I really should have built the whole science system on this side. This would be a good place for all of these as well. So I would have the science packs and everything. Ah, that's okay. Every base is a starter base in Pi. This needs 0.8 limestone. That's 2 of soil extractors. Yes. It also needs 1 seaweed and 1 stone. Oh, there's a lot of stone. I think this should make for a pretty decent design if I just build it right away. You, and you. There we go. there. We can get started. And you produce the sodium alginate I need. It's not going to work. Where can I put you? Because I need a lot of inputs here as well. Well, 2 of them. That's fine. Can the underground belt reach over you? Yes, with some room to spare. And you need quite a lot, in fact. That should be the input, which needs me to combine all of this stone. And I am going to prioritize the stone for a change, because that's really necessary. Without this, I don't have any science. Now, the other batch of Vrauks should be ready by now. There. And let's just merge you right away. There. That is going to limit throughput, if that ever becomes a problem. I don't think I'm using this base anymore. Right? Now I just need to get the sodium alginate somewhere around here. I think I want to do something like this. And I should have plenty of room for that. Another wasted underground belt. That's okay. They are pretty cheap at this point. Okay, but that's the first sodium alginate. That's the first step. I also need the creamy latex. Now, creamy latex just needs sap, limestone, and water. Before I do that, let's see how the Vrauks are doing. Yeah, there's the Vrauks. More Vrauks. Now you should be much faster. Yeah. I think I want to expand. Add another paddock instead of putting all the Vrauks into one. I think that works out faster, total. Slightly, maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, I am going to be expanding this. Oh, I forgot about the flower again. No, not much I can do about it. Right. Clearly, I need more barrels. Otherwise, it should be fine. Still producing more than enough cocoons. I can expand this a lot before it becomes a problem. And the same with the moss. Most of the moss is consumed directly in the reproductive complex. So this shouldn't be a problem at all. Now the disadvantage of this is that I'll be waiting longer for the next Vrauks. But, well, what can you do? So slowly, I'm getting closer to having the slaughterhouse, which is where I get my formic acid. So I just have to put the Vrauks into cages, then I slaughter them, get the cage back, and get my formic acid. As well as a lot of things that are not really useful right now and are going to build up. But I am going to use it for mining excellent later. It's not going to be useless for long. Of course, the biggest problem here is that I need a lot of sap trees to produce anything. So the numbers here are going to be atrocious. Now, going forward, there will also, of course, be better technology. That will allow me to produce more efficient sap trees, but that's very far away. And also a lot of work. I will be upgrading eventually, but that's not any time near. Though at the same time, I'm not going to have to do a lot of research right now, so that's that. Alright. So let's see what we're trying to do here. Latex. You need less than 1 limestone producer, but 0.25 sap. I think that's 5 sap trees, right? Yeah. 5 of these for 1 of these. That's a lot. And they're pretty big too. But no need to beat around the bush. Let's get you working. The sooner you start, the faster I'm going to have what I need. You do want to flip you around, just to make this a little bit easier. Some water. And it should be really easy to route the latex itself, because it's a liquid. And liquids are easy. Since Factorio 2.0. Although in these quantities it wouldn't be a problem even in old version. Right. That worked out perfectly. So that should be the latex coming in soon as I get the limestone in here. Now limestone. Do I want to bother making this design better? You know, why didn't I leave some room here? Let's just break all this. Could have copied the blueprint. Right, doesn't matter. Okay, no, I'm not going to bother making this efficient. It just doesn't make sense, I think. But I could supply more than 1 washer. But I don't want to direct insert this way anyway, because I'm not going to have a way to. No, that's okay. That's okay, because this is going to work, right? I need water here. Then I get a sap. There. And this is not going to be ideal. That's fine. Is it? No, I'm not going to bother about it right now. So let's at least see if I can make it work. Let's move you down a bit, I think. Eh. Like this. Oh. That's first needs to go. It's a shame that the limestone, the soil extractor, doesn't fit perfectly. That would make things a lot nicer. Oh, not a lot nicer. Tiny bit nicer. That's going to leave me room for the power too. And this should work. Yes. Then I can just... Oh, I need you here, so I need to go this way. Means it makes sense to switch. Oh, that's not bother. Right. So in some future where I actually have plenty of the other materials to work with, this will work. Let's do this instead. Right. You should be getting almost everything you need. Now just for the formic acid. And that mainly means waiting for Vrauks. Everything else is ready. And that should be it for the research. Now, waiting for Vrauks is one thing. Another thing I need is make sure there's more Vrauks. There. Of course, I want to expand this further. I want a decent production for these Vrauks. And this one reproductive complex can support 16... Well, not at full speed. What's the maximum speed you have? I don't remember. I think it's not 1. I think it's 0.5 or something. Of course, I'm not going to be able to supply that with the moss I have here. That shouldn't be a big deal. Right. What remains is to route science all the way back here. I could also start building the Vrauk thing. Slaughterhouse is expensive. And I will want to use warehouses, I think. I can. Right. And where do I need to get the science? Here-ish. It just needs to get on the other side of the belt, which is easy enough. Is there a good way to do this? I'll go this way, I think. Going to be a lot of underground belts. But you make 0.2 per second. It doesn't really need anything serious. That's the end of the steam line anyway. It's funny how sometimes things work out so nicely. That should last me forever, pretty much. Right. Anything else I need for the slaughterhouse? I don't think so. I will need some of those cages, but I have plenty. And that's not really complicated because I only need 2 or so. It does mean that I need fuel for the assembler. But that's probably the only problem, really. Right. Now, to be a bit reasonable, let's leave this expandable. I will probably want to add more over time. So I'm going to put the slaughterhouse on top here. Although, even if I expand this, I will want to have a road of some kind running through here. I'm not going to forget that, right? Doesn't happen, ever. There, cage rock. So, very simple. Cage rock inside, empty cage out. And your job is just to cage Vrauks. Now, I can't easily produce wood in here. I do have wood nearby. Here. So let's just run that here. I'm sure I will need more wood anyway for fuel. Right, now normally PyScience 1 would also unlock better power production, and it will unlock some of the better power production, but not all of it, because there are some bonus complications that we have in PyHard, of course. So that's where all the fun is. Well, this is not going to be a lot of wood. I don't need a lot of wood. This is just going to be to fuel assemblers. And assemblers don't take a lot. Even if they were running most of the time, which they're not going to be. Not by far. Yeah, that should be more than enough. You get your cages. And you will get rules. Eventually. Okay, let's boost you up. Okay, not you then. You. Should start building up slowly. Oh, both of them finished. That's really nice to see. So I am going to keep them balanced at least a little bit. But with that, I'm going to end this episode. Things are getting better a lot. So I'm almost there. I just need the Vrauks to build up. So, thanks for watching. Bye.